Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 4, right?
Yeah.
Of the Fifth Quarter Podcast, where we talk about everything sports. It's your boy Sean and Logan. We're in the same room tonight, not recording over Skype. Hey, that just rhymed. Bars. I'm drinking a nasty-ass Bud Light Seltzer Lime Margarita. Lime Margarita is what I said.
Margarita.
And it doesn't even mask the Browns' loss this week. So not only am I pissed off about that, I'm pissed off that this seltzer sucks ass. So, with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Jumping right into it, question of the week. Sean posted, should Joe Woods be on the hot seat after the defensive collapse against the Jets? 80 people voted. 95% of the people said yes, it was inexcusable. 5% of the people said no, it's only week 2. I don't know what people are smoking. You know what I'm saying? It's only week 2, but how many weeks last year was Joe Woods dog shit?
Several.
So, you know, Sean and I were texting earlier, and there's been no, what was the word I used?
Improvement?
Correction or,
Trying to find it.
adjustments, is what I said. There's been no adjustments from last year to this year. It's the same thing. Last week, you let Baker throw that, what was it, a 60-yard touchdown? To Robbie Anderson. Same thing happens in the fourth quarter. Second half, defense just disappears. And it's the complete, I don't want to say yin and yang because the defense disappeared last year, but last year the offense was what was lacking. And this year, in the first 2 games, our offense is great. So we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I think it was inexcusable. I think Joe Woods is definitely on the hot seat. Fired, I wouldn't be mad at it. But if he wasn't fired, I would be like, okay, yeah, I get it. But definitely he's on the hot seat. Another bad week and he's toast. So that's how I feel.
I mean, obviously I voted yes. I think that's absolutely a no-brainer. He just fails to make adjustments mid-game, with the lead, without the lead, who they're playing, shit team, great team, it doesn't matter. He refuses to make adjustments when it counts. You know, give up a play here and there, I get that. Every team's going to do that. The best defense in the league is going to do that. To not adjust from that, and it happens over and over and over again, multiple plays in a game where you should be winning by 2 scores at least is absolutely inexcusable. I mean, we saw several blown coverages, which seemed to me was a bad call. You know, obviously he's the defensive coordinator, so he calls the coverages, he calls the defensive plays, whatever. After the first or second big play or guys are wide open, you better think, maybe we shouldn't go back to that. Let's try a different coverage. Let's not have Denzel Ward on an island with, you know, a receiver. You know, whatever the case is, whatever the adjustment you need to make, you make that adjustment. You don't say, they'll get him next time. They'll get him next time, because then you're letting up 60-plus yard touchdowns. You're letting the rookie wide receiver go nuts on one of the best secondaries in football. To me, it's on Joe Woods. It's not on anybody else.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk too much about it because we're going to recap the game. So we'll just jump right into that. Browns lost 31-30. Nick Chubb played out of his mind again. 17 rushes, 87 yards, 3 touchdowns, averaged 5 yards a carry. I'm pretty sure last week it was, I don't know if it was 7 or was it 4 or something, and he had 140 yards. 6 yards a carry last week, 5.1 this week. Once again, Nick Chubb put the team on his back. If you remember last week's episode, we previewed the Browns-Jets game. We said exactly what Jacoby Brissett was going to do. I mean, at this point, you might as well just call us Doctor Strange because we can just see into the future. I mean, that's just how it is. Jacoby Brissett 22 of 27, completed 81.5% of his passes, 229 yards, 1 touchdown. The interception I'm not counting because it was with 20 seconds left on the clock. I mean, it is what it is. So
you should have never had to throw.
Yeah, you shouldn't have had to throw the ball. We're trying to move the ball down the field, so the interception has an asterisk next to it. Got sacked once again this week. Offensive line played great. Had a quarterback rating of 98.9. So we predicted exactly how he was going to play. Amari Cooper, more Amari Cooper action is what we got. That's what we wanted to see. We saw just that. Harrison Bryant got targeted 4 times, had 45 yards on 3 catches. Njoku had 5 targets, 3 catches for 32 yards. Would have liked to see Kareem Hunt get a little bit more action out of the backfield, but he had his week last week. It's not going to be his week, every week. But moving forward, Jacoby Brissett plays like this. I'm comfortable all the way up until Deshaun Watson comes back. The problem is, and transitioning right into that, is the fucking defense. The blown coverage again. The same shit that happened last week in the fourth quarter to make the game close. People were arguing on Twitter that, Cade York missed the extra point, whatever. It is what it is. Doesn't matter. Okay, defense holds up their end of the fucking bargain is what they should have did. That doesn't matter. People arguing Nick Chubb should have went down on his 3rd touchdown.
Stupid.
Asinine, stupid, blasphemous, ridiculous. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. It doesn't matter. His 3rd touchdown, put us up 2 scores?
Yes, with 1 minute and 55 left.
So.
And no timeouts for the Jets.
Because we were up 13.
Yeah.
When he scored that 3rd touchdown and missed the extra point. So, stupid. Another thing, the fucking onside kick. That was the one thing that Amari Cooper did bother me was he, instead of diving for the ball, now granted, you really can't talk about it unless, you were in that situation, but I felt like he could have went for the ball more instead of
for the ball to come to him.
Yeah, and then the defender tried to get it, and he leveled him with his shoulder, and he dropped the ball, but that resulted in the ball going the other way and them getting it. So I just would have rather him try to go for the ball.
But let's back up a little bit.
Back up.
That onside kick never happens if the defense does their job.
Yeah.
We gave him the ball, I'm assuming.
Because that was on the blown coverage play. Then they kicked the onside kick.
Yeah.
So you do your job and don't let that happen. The onside kick doesn't happen.
We made, after Nick Chubb scored, Cade York has a boot, so he most likely kicked it through the end zone. They got the ball on the 25-yard line. They got to right around the 50 before they even threw that pass. No sack, no pressure. They were just dinking, dunking, middle of the field with no timeouts. They didn't call timeout at all. I think they might have thrown 1 incomplete pass before that touchdown.
We wasted a fucking timeout, I'm pretty sure, on the onside kick.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's more of the same. I don't understand. Now, if you're playing Pat Mahomes, you give him, clearly, we saw last year, 13 seconds is enough time for him to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
You should be able to give Joe Flacco 5 minutes and 3 timeouts, and you should be able to stop him from scoring 2 times. 1 time even.
We let Joe Flacco go for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Completed 26 of his 44 passes. Week 1, they threw the ball 60 times. And then he's throwing it again 44 times.
It's 2012 Joe Flacco.
Literally.
The other thing I want to touch on, speaking on the last 2 drives, and it's because I've seen this a lot from a lot of people on Twitter. My dude Sean Williams, I'll even throw him out. I see it from him the most. He gets a lot of heat because he's not afraid to call out Myles Garrett. He always says he doesn't show up in big games. And sure as shit, he was right. There were times during that, last 2 minutes of the game where Myles wasn't even on the field. And we're like, where the hell is Myles Garrett? And they flashed to him on the sideline, and he's down on one knee catching his breath. Come on, dude. You're this defensive player of the year. Guy. You're built like a fucking machine. Why are you gasping for air at the most important part of the game? I hate to be that guy, but TJ Watt doesn't do that. That man is
TJ Watt shows up.
He wreaks havoc from quarter 1 to quarter 4.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he's hurt now. I get it. We rag on him because he plays for the Steelers. That dude doesn't stop.
No.
Triple team, double team, it don't matter.
You look at a lot of his you go to YouTube and type in TJ Watt like highlights. A lot of his highlights come in the fourth crunch time. When it matters.
Strip sacks, big sacks,
literally
tackles for losses.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
And I know people are going to say, oh, he's a linebacker. He plays on the edge like Myles Garrett in a lot of the same situations. He makes plays.
Yep.
He's a freak athlete. He's also built like a machine. Myles Garrett is built like a fucking statue. Nobody can block that man. He should have the endurance and cardio of, I don't know, someone who's got really good endurance and cardio. I don't know how else to explain it. The guy always, I won't say always, a lot of the times he just doesn't show up. And even when he's on the field, in those situations, we don't hear his name. Why is that? He had 1 tackle, 1 sack for a loss of 6 yards. That was it. And I don't know when that sack came in the game. I'm sure we could find it.
It was early.
But
I know it was early.
He disappeared. And I know Clowney got hurt. Whatever. You shouldn't need a guy like Clowney on the other side if you're the best defensive player in the league. I'm sorry, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
TJ Watt doesn't have that on the other side. He had Bud Dupree. Now he's gone.
In week 1, he had 3 fucking sacks.
It makes a difference, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Okay, the Jets offensive line was double teaming Myles Garrett. The 2 guys who were probably double teaming Myles Garrett were probably dog shit. Mekhi Becton, their best offensive lineman, is hurt. So he's playing against a backup. You should feast the entire game. Now, you're not going to get a sack every play. I completely understand that. But you're going to have more than 1 tackle if you're the quote-unquote best defensive player in the league. I'm sorry. That to me, that's unacceptable. He should have had more tackles before that even happened.
Yeah.
But I expected him when that happened. Okay, we just gave up a long touchdown. Now we're on defense again. I'm calling game type of deal. You know what I mean? You're gonna make a stamp on the game. You're gonna have a game-winning stack, a tackle for a loss. Like I said, the clock was running. So if they would have stopped the Jets in momentum with a sack or a tackle for loss, now it's 2nd down and plus 10. Your confidence just goes up that much higher. Okay, we got 2 downs to go. They're on their own 30-yard line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
like,
the way I look at it is Myles Garrett is human. Barely, but he's human too. Everybody has shit games. I understand that. But what really makes this show out was the way that he responded to the Browns fans booing.
Yeah.
If he would have came out and said,
that's on us.
That's on us. I didn't show up. I have to be better, yada, yada, yada.
Fans,
I feel like Baker Mayfield, because Baker Mayfield said that a lot in his press conferences.
That sounded real sexist.
No, I'm talking about, Baker Mayfield would always say, that's on me. I have to be better. But the problem with Baker Mayfield is he never backed it up. I have to be better. I have to be better. He was never better. Yeah. But the same thing, what did he say that was embarrassing or...
He said, Miles?
About the booing.
He said, we wish the fans wouldn't give up on us this early in the season. They didn't give up on you. They were pissed off because of how the game ended. Yeah. And rightfully so.
Yeah, yeah. If he would have responded to the booing different, you got to understand why fans are going to boo, then I don't think his shit game really shines as bright if he acknowledges his disappearance, let's just say. But him reacting to the Browns booing that way just makes it look even worse. So
you're not what's the word I'm looking for?
You need to be held accountable.
You're not holding yourself accountable. Yeah. And I don't know how. I didn't watch the whole presser. He may have said something along the lines of, "Oh, we need to play better."
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
But that's obviously what the media is hearing. That's what's getting spread around. And I feel like you could just say literally anything else. And I saw people tweeting like, "Oh, the fans." He was mad because the fans were booing Brissett. They were booing at the wrong time. No, they were booing because they realized once the clock hit 0, the game was over.
No logical, sober, legitimate Browns fan is going to boo Jacoby Brissett because he throws an interception.
No, they were booing the overall performance of how that whole game ended.
Literally,
and that's it. The people who are blaming Chubb and blaming Brissett for that last second interception don't know ball. They should have never been in that position.
I just don't get how you can legitimately blame
Nick Chubb had 3 touchdowns. Okay. Sure, had he gone down at the 7-yard line, they could have ran the clock out. Sure. We don't know. He could have fumbled the next play. You don't know.
Literally.
You have no idea. Literally. In the NFL, you take points every chance you get. Prime example.
Because what? There were
Falcons,
still...
I'll never forget that. This is the example I always use. 28-3 in the Super Bowl. They let up off the gas. New England came storming back and won. Don't ever take your opponent lightly in the NFL. You score every chance you get. Mm-hmm. Every chance.
Because
there was 2 scores as Stefanski or Nick Chubb as he's running around the corner. He's going in the end zone. You know, as soon as he scored, he thought this game's over, up by 13.
Because there was... Don't worry, I'm going to pull it up just exactly how much time was left.
1:55.
2:02 is what was left when he scored. There was 1:55 after we missed the PAT. So
that's how much time was left when the ball was snapped, was 2:02. So after he scored, there was
when Joe Flacco passed to Tyler Conklin for 9 yards on 1st and 10 on the Jets 25, there was 1:55 left. Why the fuck would you not take the touchdown? If there was like 20, 30 seconds left, of course Nick Chubb is going to do what he did either last year or the year before, where fantasy owners were pissed. It was a primetime game, and he just went down or went out of bounds or whatever. I get that, but 2 minutes left?
Yeah. It would be no different than the Browns, 1:55. Okay. So he goes down. Clock continues to run. It's now 2nd and goal. What was it, 1st and goal when he scored?
1st and 10.
Okay,
on the Jets' 12-yard line.
Okay. So he goes down at the 4 because that's when the defender was nearest him. He goes down at the 4. They go 2 plays in a row. They get nothing. They have to go kick the field goal, and they miss it. Now the Jets get the ball with 45 seconds left. Mm-hmm. To me, there's no difference. Now you only have 1 score. There is no difference because Cade York missed the next point from that exact distance.
Yeah.
So say he missed a field goal. They give him 45 seconds. They probably still would have went down and scored because the defense played like dog shit. You know what I mean? So, sure, you're taking less of a risk, but you're going up 13. That should be plenty of points with under 2 to go with no timeouts. That is inexcusable. Tired of it. Every year we have games like this.
Against the fucking Jets.
Against shit teams, yeah.
Chiefs are a better team, I wouldn't be as upset, but it's the fucking Jets.
Any team other than the fucking Jets or the Panthers, because I would have probably reacted the same way. But
I would have been more.
You play the Bills, you play the Chiefs, you play the Packers, you play
the Buccaneers.
We
play them this year.
The Packers even. Did I already say the Packers?
Yeah. The Cowboys.
Well,
gotta shed a little laugh.
But you get my point, though. Okay.
Yeah. Great
teams.
Teams.
It's going to suck if you lose that game, but you're playing against Pat Mahomes. Okay, it's Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
It's Joe Flacco. You just made
literally
him look like Joe Montana.
Yeah. Okay.
Enough of that. Before I get pissed off
I'm pissed,
again.
and this seltzer's not working because it tastes like the way the Browns defense played.
Come on, bro. You should have plugged the Bud Light Seltzer. We could have got a promo.
They're not going to pay us.
Bud Light Seltzer cocktail hour. Get yours at your nearest gas station.
If you're listening, somebody send it to Bud Light. Let us get some change, man.
Yeah, get some cheddar for that.
Well, these cocktail hours are not it.
Deliciousness.
All right, moving on. Browns versus Steelers, Week 3, prime time, Thursday night game. Sean and I are going. It's going to be lit.
Muni Lot Madness, here we come.
Muni Lot Madness. I wish it was a normal game because the tailgate's only going to be a couple hours.
Oh, we'll squeeze it in.
But, that just means, get lit more. But anyway, going into this game, the Browns got to continue to do what they've done Week 1, Week 2. Run the football, make great plays as a running back. Offensive line's got to continue to keep doing what they're doing. They've played well. I don't have really any criticism of the offensive line. Offense in general. Nick Chubb's played well both games. Kareem Hunt had a great game Week 1. Jacoby Brissett ironing out the kinks Week 1, Week 2. Great fucking game. Receivers are starting to step up more in both Bryant, Njoku, Amari Cooper. DPJ had a couple nice catches.
In Week 1.
Yeah. But I think going into Week 3, especially with TJ Watt hurt, run the ball. Minka Fitzpatrick has been a magnet for the football. I think he has a pick in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
So
why even give him the chance?
Yeah, he's going to be looking for a pick. You have to give credit where credit is due. Jacoby Brissett has to just keep playing the way he's playing. No mistakes.
Don't force anything.
manage the game. Don't, as a defense, don't put him in a position to where he has to force something. And as Jacoby Brissett, don't force anything, which I feel like he hasn't.
No, not yet.
You know what I mean?
No. Week 1, he had some questionable throws that didn't lead to turnovers.
But those were corrected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The offensive, I don't want to say mistakes, but the offensive annoyances, I will say, towards me were corrected, unlike the defensive annoyances. So
yeah. To me, it's real simple as far as the offensive side of the ball goes. Like you said, don't change a single thing. Nope. Sure, change up some plays a little bit so they don't know exactly what's coming.
Yeah.
But the game plan needs to stay the exact same.
Yep. I would like to
get Hunt more involved. That could be your Swiss Army knife this week.
Yeah.
Like we didn't use him a lot last week. Obviously, you never know what you're going to get from Hunt. Is he going to catch out of the backfield? Is he going to run up the middle? Is he going to catch it on the out? Is he going to run around the outside? You know what I mean?
I guess
use that to your advantage.
I guess it really just all depends. I mean, who has the hot hand? Like week 1, Kareem scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But Nick Chubb still had the hot hand. They distributed that very evenly. Chubb had like 140 yards. Kareem had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I think he had like 90 overall yards.
Something like that.
But last week, Nick Chubb had the 3 touchdowns on 87 yards. So not a lot of rushing yards, but he had the hot hand when it comes to scoring. So
yeah. He was running like a madman. Which is expected. I mean,
get both of them involved early in the game. Maybe throw some passes. We threw a lot of nice passes out of the backfield.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we need to do.
Last week,
Chubb had a couple screen passes.
Yeah, get the ball to Kareem, get the ball to Chubb. Let one of them or both of them, get their rhythm going, and then feed the hot hand. If it's both of them, feed both of them. That's just better for both of them, longevity wise. If that works.
And I know we say that after a game last year, keep the same offense, keep the same game plan. They always change it. That's when they go, aha, we're going to get you. We're going to throw the ball 50 times this week.
Yeah.
And we don't need to do that.
We haven't done that the last 2. Now, Granted, Brissett threw the ball a little bit more, although I still think he attempted the same amount of passes this week. So let me see. I don't want to be going backwards. Attempted 27 passes week 2. Week 1, I think it was like 23. Attempted 34. So he attempted less and completed more. I like the 27 range. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do.
That's what I said last week. 20 to 25?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I like the attempting 27. Completing the 22 makes it even better. You complete 18 or 19 of those 27. I'm still happy.
I'll take it. Yeah.
As long as you're not making mistakes and not trying to throw deep balls. We didn't see a lot of deep bombs from Brissett, and I think that's his identity. You know what I mean? I think he's, playing well. Another thing, and we just talked about it, the fucking defense. And excuse me for dropping the F-bombs, but the defense has to play well. Mitch Trubisky, we know who Mitch Trubisky is.
He is.
You know what I mean?
Think he is.
He is who we think he is. Najee Harris had an average game.
I just pulled up their stats for last week. Najee had 15 rushes for 49 yards, no touchdowns. 5 catches for 40 yards, no touchdowns.
Yeah.
Mitch was 21 of 33 for 168 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He was sacked 3 times. QB rating of 35.
And they played the Patriots.
They played the Patriots, who aren't the Patriots anymore.
Yeah.
They're not the same team.
Who got their touchdown? Was it Chase Claypool?
I want to say it was Freiermuth, Pat Freiermuth, tight end.
Oh, okay.
So, we know they have Claypool. We know they have Deontay Johnson. Realistically,
that rookie they have, number 12, is it?
George Pickens.
Yeah.
He hasn't done much yet, but Denzel Ward. We play these guys twice a year.
Yeah.
Every year. These guys know these receivers.
Yeah.
Ward should be able to lock down Deontay Johnson, and if he can't, your quarterback is Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
So, in my mind, even before we even get to the secondary, get pressure on the quarterback. Clowney's out. He's already been ruled out.
Winovich is out.
Winovich is out. It's going to be Isaac Rochelle, a.k.a. TikTok Boy, and Myles Garrett, which should be fine.
We'll see what TikTok Boy has to offer.
The Steelers' offensive line is the worst in the NFL.
So I will say this about the Browns' defense, and I seen Chops posting about this too. He was saying, all the bullshit that went on. He said, it doesn't matter. We're on to Pittsburgh. And saying it out loud for the show, that's my mentality now that we've already talked about it, is like, there's no looking back. They had a shit game. They played like dog shit. You got to play better. There's no excuse. But I'm moving forward.
Yeah.
If there's any game for the Browns defense to be pissed off and bounce back, it's pissed off a shitty performance against a fucking division rival, longtime rival. So I don't want to say I'm optimistic that they're going to bounce back, but I want them to so bad, and they need to.
They need it bad
for us to win this game. The offense, I feel like, is going to show up. They're going to do what they do.
You want to know why we need this game? Well, I mean, obviously
it's a divisional
we
game.
need to obviously win. But when you're looking at this, when we were looking at the schedule before the season, and we said, "Oh, Browns are going to go 5-5, 6-4 before Watson gets back," we had the Steelers game. We had them. Well, I did anyway. Splitting with the Steelers.
We said, I didn't mean to cut you off. Win the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
And that Jets win was a game you're supposed to fucking win.
Yeah. Now, like I said, the Steelers, like me personally, I had them splitting the series because you just never know with the interdivision rivals. So if this was a game I was going to pick them to lose, they need to win now. Because when we play them again at the end of the season, we're going to have Deshaun Watson. We're going to win that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to make up for last week if you want to stay in contention before he gets back. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to play mistake-free football for 60 minutes.
You gave up last week. You need to find a way to win another game.
Shit back in blood.
You better. Yes.
I'm just saying, like,
yes.
They need to come out and just be
and
dogs.
I mean, the schedule until Deshaun Watson comes back,
it's tough.
Doesn't get easy after this week and next week. You got Pittsburgh and Atlanta, games you got to win. Then you go on a streak. Chargers, Patriots, Baltimore, Cincy, Miami, Buffalo, Tampa Bay.
And then
all those teams, Miami, we're talking about Miami. Tua just went for 60 fantasy points. What did he throw for? 450 yards, 6 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle went off.
If our defense plays against like that, he'll throw for 8 touchdowns.
Yes. So we got to win these next 2 games and steal a couple of these that, we're Baltimore, Cincy, maybe Miami. And then we're good until Deshaun Watson comes back. So wrapping that all up in a summary, keep the bread and butter. Run the ball. Jacoby Brissett, not stop making mistakes. Continue to manage his game and play good football. Don't make mistakes. Defense, you got to show up. Under the lights, prime time on Amazon Prime Video.
Plug it.
You got to show up. Moving on. Quick fourth quarter segment. Does Stefanski is what I was going to say.
Huh?
Does Kevin Stefanski need to be more vocal? 100%. In situations like the other day, be more vocal towards his team, specifically the defense.
Yes.
I feel like that's how you got to be with a head coach.
Bro, yes. I'm going to take a page out of your playbook, and I'm going to steal your quote. And I'm going to say, Stefanski, bro, you're literally a robot. He has no emotion.
Literally. He stands on the sideline.
It doesn't matter what the score is, what happened on the field. If they pan to him on the sideline, he literally has the same expression every single time.
He wants to be Bill Belichick.
Yes.
I feel like Bill Belichick doesn't show any emotion.
He doesn't, but he's known
like
for
he doesn't
not.
Have to.
He don't take no shit, though.
Yeah.
You ask anybody who's ever played for him, he don't take no shit. You got to light into these guys. I know they're adults and I know they're professionals, but you're still the coach, bro. You have to get into these guys. Make them want to play for you. And I'm not saying he doesn't do that. If he does, we just don't see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you have players are now criticizing coaching in the presser. What do you mean by that? Because I didn't see any of this.
I don't want to say I saw because I didn't watch it. I read on Twitter this morning that John Johnson said after the game, we have guys sending, we have people sending signals and guys and people not receiving them. So take that for what you want. Who else said something?
Was it Denzel?
Myles Garrett criticized the entire team, including coaches. Obviously,
which
Stefanski was.
Understandable.
Has to be.
You're one unit.
Denzel called out somebody on Twitter because he had a 35 PFF rating. Pro Football Focus grades players after every game. He had the lowest rating on the team. Denzel did. And somebody tweeted, "Hey, Denzel had a play like dog shit, whatever. Well, he quoted it and said, "You don't know what you don't know. Keep fake news, something, 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 or another." Basically calling out some random Twitter user for saying he played like shit.
Yeah.
When 99% of us will agree he played like shit.
Yeah.
It's in PFF, they're very well known. They grade everybody on every team after every game, after every week, for as long as I've been following them on Twitter. It ain't just like they were picking on Denzel and said, let's give this guy a 35.
Right.
If they give you a 35, you fucking
earned
deserve
that
35. PFF doesn't care if it wasn't fair. It was a bad coverage.
I'm
call.
sure they rated Jalen Ramsey shit
when he got toasted.
Toasted
by Stephon Diggs week 1.
So
yeah, there's nothing he can say like, well, we were in a bad set, we were in a bad coverage. Okay, that's great. That was still your guy.
Yeah.
You let that guy score. This is the grade you get. Deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the grades don't mean anything. It doesn't change their pay. It doesn't. It has no effect on them really. But if you're that butthurt over it that you have to go to Twitter to tweet some random kid, you know what I mean?
Like, I guess get your tweets off, but dude, you're a professional athlete.
But it's not like he had one bad play though. If you get a grade that low, you had a bunch of bad plays.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That sort of stuff shouldn't happen. Your coach should be able to get into you and be like, hey guys, we fucked up today. I'm yelling at you, yada yada yada. Let's get this shit right. We have a short week. Focus on Pittsburgh. Blah 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 blah. Nobody should be going to Twitter. First of all, Twitter's not even a real fucking place. And tweeting Joe Pigskin Football a bunch of fucking numbers that he's wrong because he didn't make the grade. He retweeted PFF saying, yeah, he played like shit. I watched the game. Yeah. Anybody with 2 eyeballs who was sitting on their couch from 1 to 4:30 on Sunday watching the shit show we watched would have also said, I probably would have gave Denzel a fucking 0. I don't know the grading scale, but he played like shit to me. So I don't understand. It's not that big of a deal for him to be like, I'm going to show them. I'm going to tweet them back.
And I think it's a bad look.
It's a terrible look.
Just to let off your emotions, on Twitter.
What positive?
You know what I mean? It just brings more spotlight to you.
Yes.
So
yes.
It
makes it look like you can't own up to playing bad.
I understand. You're and Denzel's young. He's our age.
Here's the thing. If you're gonna tweet that, you have a time frame. It's about an hour, 2 hours after the game.
Yeah.
Not the following morning.
Right.
Where you've already
let that shit go.
Let it go.
It happened. You can't take it back.
You're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Let that shit go.
Yeah.
Because today was the start of their work week. If you're thinking about a play yesterday when you should be focusing on the next game.
That worries me for Thursday because you got to be,
Yes, bro. Let that shit go. You're the best, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. You don't know how to shut people up and get a higher grade. Play better.
And that's they talk about it being in the NBA. You make a bad play, you make a bad shot or whatever, you have to let that go. You can't let that, stay with you because that's going to affect your play. So, I don't know. I just would have liked to see him not tweet anything at all. Or like you said, you got that window. Anyway, moving forward, this week's 5th quarter, quick picks, locks, and upsets. You already know. I don't have my locks or upsets.
I'm going to pull up the schedule.
So, oh boy, I don't want to go quiet here. So I'm just going to talk and look through these games very quick. This is going to be a good game, but that is not going to be my upset because that's scary. So I think my lock is going to be... Oh, yeah, I got a good upset. My upset... All right, you ready? Yeah. I'm going. Okay. My upset, Cowboys over the Giants. Giants are favored by 2.5 points. Cooper Rush put in work. Beat the Bengals. They're 0-2. Scary. They're not going back to the Super Bowl.
No.
And then my lock is going to be... Oh, brother. I want to do something interesting. I'm going to go Bills over Dolphins as my lock. But that's a good game. That could be an upset too because Dolphins are...
That's my upset.
Dolphins are hot, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm taking
Dolphins
over the Bills, dude. The Ravens had that game on lockdown, and
Just got an Amber Alert on my phone.
Yeah, I want to shut up with the
Oh,
freaking.
what did you look at that? The Browns defense has gone missing. So yeah.
Last seen in Joe Flacco's Pontiac Fiero. But no, I'm taking the Dolphins. They stormed back. They were down 28-7. Tua threw 6 touchdowns against the Ravens defense.
Lightning, bro.
The Ravens defense is pretty good. Mm-hmm. They're pretty good, and he lit them up.
Jalen Waddle,
you can't stop Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. You just can't.
They're gonna be scary.
They're scary.
They're gonna win that division. Because who else do you have? Patriots, Buffalo. Jets, and Buffalo.
Yeah. Ooh. Whoever wins that head to head, Buffalo or Miami is gonna win a division, in my opinion.
100%.
So yeah, that's gonna be my upset. My lock this week, I'm going to go with Jesus. I just had a stroke. Man, a lot of blowout games. I'm going to take as my lock the Rams over the Cardinals. Now I know the Cardinals sneaked out a win over a fumble on the last play in overtime from Hunter Renfrow. They should have lost that game. I'm going to go with the Rams. I just like them.
Yeah. What's his name? Matt Stafford had a good game yesterday.
He's always due for like a fluke bad game. Like that's how he obviously was week 1 against Buffalo.
I mean,
but
they barely beat the Falcons, but I mean he went 27 to 36, 272, 3 touchdowns. He did throw 2 picks, but you know he hit my boy Cooper Kupp twice, so I like that. I just feel like the Cardinals aren't going to be anything until D-Hop comes back.
No, they're just staying afloat.
Yeah, and that's whatever. So. All right, first game of the week. Browns versus Steelers in Cleveland, Thursday Night Football. You already know on Amazon Prime Video. Go get your subscription now so you can watch the game. Students get a student discount. Amazon, if you're listening, plug us in, man. Jeff Bezos.
Holler at your boys.
Holler at your boys, my man, my dude. So, yeah, Steelers at Browns, Thursday night. Sean and I are going to be there.
Meaning a lot of madness.
You already know, dude. Give me the Browns every day of the week, 3 times on Thursday. Not twice, 3 times.
Thrice times on Thursday.
Thrice times. And I just want to throw this out there. I wasn't going to say anything because I feel like this is a wormhole. As Browns fans, stop going to the Muni lot and bringing fucking disgusting-ass props. That shit is weird, dude. Like, that's all I want to say about that. The Deshaun Watson shit is the Deshaun Watson shit. Don't be a fucking weirdo and act like the shit was okay if it did happen and, bring fucking mannequins with towels over it saying happy endings aren't illegal. That's weird behavior, and you give Browns fans a bad rap. You can be a fan of the player, but don't be a fan of the fucking bullshit. So, that's all I'm going to say.
So, after Logan's rant, I would like to also say I'm also going to take the Browns because fuck the Steelers. And let's get a dub.
Sorry. I seen that shit on Twitter. It made me so fucking mad. Then we got Sean's lock, Rams versus Cardinals. I almost said candles.
They are going to be candles. Going to get toasted.
Cooked. Give me the Rams. Yeah, I like that pick. Like I said, Cardinals are just staying afloat at this point until D-Hop gets back. Then we have the Texans versus the Bears. This is a barn burner. I'm going to go with the Bears. Who did they play?
The Packers.
The Packers? They got cooked.
Which we knew was going to happen.
Yeah.
I like the Bears too, though, honestly.
Against the Texans, yeah. Then we have Raiders and Titans. Good game. This could be a good game. I'm going Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Raiders. They're 0-2.
The Titans just don't have it this year.
Yeah.
They are 0-2.
Yeah.
Sean and I are watching the Bills-Titans game right now. The Titans just don't have it.
No.
They need to get rid of, what's his name, their quarterback.
Tannehill.
He just,
Give me Malik Willis. He doesn't bring anything to the table. He's so boring.
Yeah. I mean, he's had his shot. He's been their quarterback for the last, 3-4 years? You had your couple years where you were crazy, but, I just really feel like the problem in Tennessee is Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give me the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders as well.
They're favored to win by 1. It's in Tennessee. Then we have, Chiefs versus the Colts. Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm
Matt
taking
Ryan
the
played-
Chiefs.
Matt
I don't
Ryan.
know what happened to the Colts. I thought they'd be better without Carson Wentz. They may actually be worse.
Carson Wentz is lighting it up in
The
Washington.
Chiefs are gonna probably steamroll the Colts. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Then we have Bills versus Dolphins. This is my lock. This is Sean's upset. It's going to be a good game. I wish this was a primetime game. Nevertheless, I'm taking the Bills. Sean's taking the Dolphins. Moving on. Lions versus Vikings. I'm going to take the Vikings. Lions won last week. Amon-Ra, St. Brown,
Dog. He
played.
He got a dog.
He got that dog in him. He played well. Jared Goff, career revamp?
Maybe.
Who knows?
He's playing well.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the Vikings, I'm sure.
I'm taking the Vikings. Not that I dislike Detroit. I think the Vikings have a better team.
Yeah. They got the easiest schedule in the league. Then we have Ravens versus Patriots. I'm going to go Ravens.
This shouldn't even be a debate.
Well, the way that the Ravens got cooked last week, but it is Tua
Yeah,
compared to Mac
they
Jones.
scored a lot of points.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna throw and run all over New England.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah, give me the Ravens. Bengals versus the Jets. I'm going to pick the Jets.
Huh?
I'm going to pick the fucking Jets. Bro,
I mean, I'm
Garrett Wilson might be Rookie of the Year.
Oh, he's raw, bro. Which we knew he would be.
And if Joe Flacco is going back to 2012 Joe Flacco,
I mean, for the Browns' sake, it would be nice that the Bengals lose.
the Bengals have lost to, who did they lose to? Week 1?
Steelers, and then lost to the Cowboys.
And they lost to the Cowboys.
Two
With
shit teams.
Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
So I'm going
Cooper
Jets.
Wush, because he got that dub.
Yeah. Cooper Rush with a W.
Cooper Wush.
Yeah, I'm going Jets.
I'm taking the Bengals.
Joe Burrow's been playing like shit though.
Joe, instead of Joe Shicey, it's been Joe Shitty, but he's gonna get it together. We know he will.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're gonna go to the Super Bowl, but they're gonna start winning games. Let's not kid ourselves. And I think that this is the week they do it.
Yeah. Then we have the Eagles versus the Commanders. Divisional game. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I like the Eagles, man.
Yeah, they're not bad.
They're winning right now.
Well, yeah, 7-14 against the Vikings.
I like Jalen Hurts, dude. They got AJ Brown now.
Mhm.
They got Devin Smith, dude. Dallas Goddard. They got a solid team, bro. I'm gonna take Philly.
Yeah, they're gonna win that division. Oh boy, I just lost my spot. Then we got Saints versus Panthers. Barn burner, a game I'm not worried about, but give me the Saints because fuck Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints. Even aside from the fuck Baker Mayfield, the Saints just have a better team.
Yeah, 100%.
They got a better defense. They got
Michael Thomas has played well.
better
last
receivers,
2 games.
better quarterback,
Yeah.
which may be debatable. Whatever.
Then we have the Jags versus the Chargers. Jags had a shutout win against the Colts, but give me the Chargers.
This one could be tricky. If Herbert doesn't play, it's anybody's game.
Yeah.
If
sure.
Herbert plays, they're gonna absolutely mollywop him. Let's not kid ourselves. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Then we have the Falcons and the Seahawks. Worst game of the week.
Ooh.
Don't care who wins this, but it's not going to be the Falcons. It's going to be the Seahawks. I mean, let's be real here.
Is Geno Smith him?
He ain't not him against the Falcons. So,
I'm also gonna take the Seahawks.
then we have Packers versus the Buccaneers. Good game. Wish it was a primetime game, but it's not. I'm going to go with the Bucs.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. Who just had a player?
The Packers and the Bucs.
Oh,
Good game. Not a primetime game, but a good game.
oh, you know what though? Mike Evans is suspended,
Oh, yeah.
and if Chris Godwin ain't back,
Give me the Packers. I'm changing my pick.
yeah, I'm gonna take the
Statistician, I'm
Packers.
changing my pick. Make it official.
I know the Buccaneers have had the Packers number the last few years,
Oh, yeah.
but if Brady doesn't have anybody to throw to, the Packers are gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you could say the Packers don't have anybody to throw to, but they still have Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, and they have Alan
Sammy
Lazard.
Watkins had
Yeah,
like
don't-
5
don't-
catches. For...
I mean, don't sleep on Alan Lazard. He's coming around, bro. I'm gonna take the Packers.
I like that pick. I was going to look up the stats. Sammy Watkins, oh, he only had 3 catches for 93 yards, but either way. Then we have the Broncos versus the 49ers. Yeah, Jimmy G is starting. Trey Lance is hurt.
Yep.
Give me the Broncos. Eli Mitchell's hurt. I'm taking the Broncos.
I mean, you gotta think the Broncos are eventually gonna get it right?
Yeah, 100%.
However, the 49ers, first of all, always have had a better running attack with Jimmy G back there. Sure, he's not the most elite passer in the world. Doesn't have to be. When they find a way to run the ball, he doesn't have to be.
True.
They still have a really good defense. I don't know what the hell is going up with the Broncos.
I mean, Russ was 14 of 31, 1 touchdown, 1
against
pick.
the Texans.
Yeah. I mean, Cortland Sutton had 122 yards on 7 receptions, but
I'm going to take the 49ers.
That's a safe pick.
I mean,
yeah. Okay. And then last but not least, my favorite game of the week. This was my my upset. Cowboys against the Giants. Giants have played well. They're 2-0. But I'm picking the Cowboys in an upset.
Ugh.
Risky pick. I will say I don't like it. It's not my favorite upset, but I think I'm not just picking the Cowboys because it's the Cowboys. I honestly think it could be they do have a chance to win. Does Michael Gallup come back this week, you said?
He should be.
So, yeah. Like I said, it's not my favorite lock. I'm not just picking it because it's the Cowboys. I'm acknowledging it right now that the Giants can win, but I think the Cowboys have a shot of taking on the upset. So that's my opinion.
I don't hate it. I think the Giants have. I don't want to say they've gotten lucky because they won 2 in a row.
Who did they play? The Giants beat the Panthers 16-19. Baker Mayfield didn't play terrible. He didn't play great either. Daniel Jones was 22 of 34, 176 with 1 touchdown. Saquon didn't really do anything crazy. They barely beat the Panthers.
I'm going to take the Cowboys. They beat a better team than the Bengals.
Yeah.
If they can get the ball moving around, like they got Tony Pollard involved a lot, they can win this game. So I'm going to take Dallas.
The Giants beat the Texans, or the Giants beat the Titans week 1. My bad. On a, I don't know. They won by 1 point. I don't remember what exactly happened, but Saquon went nuts.
Yeah.
164 yards, a rushing touchdown. So yeah, you're taking the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. That's gonna do it. Anything else you want to add?
Nah, man, let's get this shit back in order, dude. I hate feeling like this going all the way through the week waiting for another game.
I'm not trying to be the Browns this week because we took the W and put an L in there. The Browns. The Browns.
I hate you so much.
Because we took the W out of Browns and put an L, so Browns.
Browns.
What?
We took the W out, and now we're just the Browns.
Well, we got to throw an L in there because LeBron is not a loser; he's a winner. So you got to throw an L in there for the W. So Browns.
We don't need to throw an L there. There's 2 L's in Cleveland.
Yeah. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. You know, we drop episodes every Thursday morning. That's gonna do it.
Wait, if you see us in the Muni lot, don't be a stranger. You may not know what we look like.
Stranger, danger.
But I got a big ass 5th quarter show sticker on my back window.
Oh yeah.
So if you see that,
and it's orange.
Come up to us, bro.
And it's orange, but I will not fault you if you don't approach strangers, because like the song my daughter listens to, stranger danger. You're not my mom. You're not my dad. Call 911.
I hate you so much.
Yo, I'm telling you, it's a legit song. You know. So.
I'm trying to call 911 on you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we'll see you guys. Wait for it. On the other side.